I was spreading mayonnaise on my toast this morning, and that got me thinking. Amazing new developments for the Snowflake update. That's right, guys. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some amazing new developments that just pushes us that little bit closer to the big reveal of the update. So let's get into today's video. We have a lot to cover. So it has finally happened, ladies and gentlemen. We now have a Steam sale for No Man's Sky, 50% off, which is an absolute bargain. So if you were thinking about picking up the game in its current state, it is 100% a great deal. So definitely get it whilst you can at that price. But what is more exciting is because it is on a Steam sale now, it means that there is an official update coming, and it's probably going to be one of the bigger ones, because with Steam sales especially always indicate when the team is really going to bring something new to the table. If we look over on the Nintendo Switch side of things, that's on a sale. Over on the PlayStation as well, that's on sale, but the Xbox is still lacking its sale. Currently, if you have a gold membership, then you do get a little bit off, but it's not as part of the sale. That's just usual currency, or the usual price of it, should I say. That will fall into place, but the major one here is definitely the Steam sale, which is super awesome. Now, over the last few days, I have interviewed the community. I have interviewed a content creator, also known as the fabulous Captain of Steves. Amazing discussions with the community and another content creator about what could be the possible future of No Man's Sky, what could be coming. Now, with that, there was a lot of concerns that maybe there could be some sort of a hard reset depending on just how much is going to be changed in No Man's Sky. Personally, I think it's going to be more 10% that could happen, 90% it won't happen, if I was to kind of gauge a kind of odds for that. But still, the update is coming. It is going to be amazing. And we have some wild theories going around the community. A lot from different content creators on what they think. The community seem to think some right wild theories as well. One of the funniest ones in the recent few days has come out to be where you could actually get married in No Man's Sky. So you could actually get married to your friend, your partner in No Man's Sky, whatever the case may be. I don't understand how that would work. It would be totally hilarious, and especially if you could then, you know, take that a little bit further, go from being married to having, like, you know, little get babies and whatnot, and having like mixed race offspring. That would be amazing. But at the same time, again, I think that is just more as someone's pulling a joke or pulling the leg. I don't think that's actually ever going to happen in No Man's Sky. But you know what? Crazy things have happened, so you never know. Another theory, and I've said it a few times on the channel, and I've asked the community and Captain Steve about it when I interviewed them, was the heat death of No Man's Sky. So with the emoji currently, it is a snowflake. The heat death of No Man's Sky is basically with the hard reset. So the universe started as, you know, trillions and trillions of degrees, and over, you know, so long it will eventually all cool down, and eventually, you know, it will just cool right down to the point of absolute zero, thus triggering another reality universe, the heat death. So a lot of people seem to think that this could be a hard reset. Like I said, I hope not. I really hope not. Another theory going about is the space station core. Now, there are two sides to this. The space station core, what people think is some kind of wormhole to the new reality of glass. So using fractal math, and, you know, it gets really kind of down the rabbit hole when you start, you know, investigating this kind of stuff. But essentially, it's the space station core that opens up into another portal that then you could go into, and things are just totally different. So the realm of glass, you'll get a certain amount of time in there to collect resources, fight bosses, and that kind of thing. Or the other flip side to that is some people are really wanting to own your own space station. So maybe that could be a possibility where you could go ahead, activate the space station core, and you would then own that piece of space, whether it be as part of a faction, whether it be just part of a solo thing. And then travelers will be able to then, you know, charge for people to come in, go out of it, to sell goods, resources, that kind of thing, in the end, like a kickback from it, whether that be in units, nanites, or quicksilver. I think that's a really cool idea, but I don't know how they would implement that unless they was going to implement something like actual owned regions of space in the terms of factions, PvP, but we'll get onto that in just a moment. Another thing that people really want to see is ship customizations. Again, if ship customization was implemented in the correct way, then it could be a vital tool. So I'm talking about, you know, changing the color of your ships to have a more personal, unique feel. Maybe add some sort of decals, some logos to your ship. Again, that would be awesome. But some people want to take it a little bit further, and they want to completely, you know, almost like bastardize your ship completely by, you know, taking parts from a shuttle, part from, you know, some kind of S-class exotic, you know, and just merging them all into one. I think that has a lot of potential there as well, but we also need to respect the ship hunters part of the community as well, because that could be very detrimental to what they do. So I think if the game or the team was to implement something like that, I think it would have to be done in the correct way. Now, going forward into the controversial topic of PvP, a lot of people are for it, and a lot of people are very vocal that they do not want PvP to be any part of No Man's Sky, because, you know, we already have games like EVE Online. You know, we already have tons and tons of games to list here where it's all, you know, space fights, PvP, and so on, and factions. So their argument is very simply, well, if you want that, go and play those games. Why bring it into No Man's Sky? And I completely understand. So what I will say is this: PvP could be good enough if they was to implement it in the correct way. Again, it's all about how they balance that out if they were to bring that into No Man's Sky. But personally, on the topic, what I would say is maybe it could be toggled on or off, and you have the option to only go into PvP regions or zones, so then it keeps it fair for everybody. I think that would be a cool implementation if they was to do something like that. But the big question on everybody's mind is now when this update is going to drop. Now, if we look back on previous, first we get the emoji, then we get the Steam sales, and then usually after that we'll get some kind of cryptic video from No Man's Sky that we have to all try and like decipher. So we haven't had that yet. And there's normally then an internal branch update, which again we have not had. So if we take those two things into consideration, I suspect that it could be by the end of the month. I'm thinking between the 26th to the very end, so like the 29th, 30th of this month, depending on how many days are on this month. I've completely forgotten. But I think it will be in the next few weeks. If we was to look at the evidence that we have so far and then matching up to previous releases, I think we're still a good few weeks away. So there's going to be, no doubt, loads of discussions. Hopefully we might get our hands on some juicy leaks, maybe. But, you know, we'll carry on trying to discover what this could possibly mean. But as always, let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section down below. What do you think is coming to No Man's Sky? What are you excited for? What do you really want to come as part of the update? Anyway, that's everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical. And I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.